Hey, this is Ed. I'm gonna be hopefully making a fairly long video today with Troop Mania happening. I figured I'd load up a big boost and try to nope, this isn't what I'm looking for. I'm gonna load up a big boost and try to solo Phobos. I've been searching around on YouTube. There's some fairly straightforward videos of how to solo Phobos by going up in the corner at about 1 o'clock of core. We've got an easy-ish Phobos. There's no mines in this general area around the machine guns. There's no rocket launchers out to the far right-hand side of the core. And there's some free gunboat energy up the front, which I'm still trying to figure out exactly how much I can take without being overly greedy. But the core is about just over 2 million, 2.3 million, or yeah, 2.03 million or something along those lines. But typically there's mines guarding the core, so there's no mines to get to core. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to start off by farming some gunboat energy, just spreading some troops out so we don't get too deep, and try and get these front cells without drawing the attention of that rocket launcher. Now this rocket launcher behind core I'm going to mark. I'm hoping to flash kill it so that I only have to use 2 shocks to hit the core. And I don't know if that's the term flash kill is a bit confused. I'm not sure if the people intend that to be where you actually pop out a smoke, destroy it, then re-smoke, but I'm just gonna hopefully kill it before it can shoot me. That's what I'm talking about when I say flash kill in this case. So we got a corner flare. The ladies are taking a fairly nice path, getting down nice and skinny. That's good. We're gonna keep smoking. Flare should be almost done. Let's re-flare. I was worried about those mines at 6 o'clock of the core, but all the YouTube videos I could find showed that the ladies walked around them, so I'm gonna take them for granted. Take their word for it, essentially. So now that we get in here, all the ladies should be targeting that top rocket launcher. So I'm gonna use 2 shocks on the machine guns and the shock launchers. Now I should be in the blind spot of all those rocket launchers. I need to reflare core. Shock. Now we just hope that I have enough gunboat energy. I should have 2 more shocks to take it down. Come on, damage. That DC is hitting me, but it shouldn't. This should go down. Sweet! So that went down about as well as I could have hoped. I should have flared core earlier. There was no reason to take out that extra shock launcher or the extra rocket launcher. I suppose it made my shock a little bit easier, but overall that went about as good as I could have hoped for. So now what I'm going to do is one of the most requested videos that I have and one of the most requested troop loadouts that I have is to load all rifles. So I'm going to now clear my map. I've got some iced up bases, I've got a bunch of shield gen bases, and so now I'm just going to clear my map. I won't narrate I'm not going to talk the whole time, but I will talk as long as I have the patience for, and then I'll leave you to the in-game music after that. Or in-game sounds, I guess. So I want a full boost. I'm going to boost my Power Stone chance because I haven't cleared my map in quite a while, so we're going to go full boost. All 10 statues. So let's get through Dr. Terror. Thankfully, the Supercell had a maintenance break, and the Dr. Terror issues have been resolved. Yesterday, a lot of people, myself included, missed a lot of stages of Dr. Terror. I missed stages 1 through 4 on my lower level account. I managed to get all the stages on my other 2 accounts, which I would have preferred to have my lower level account get them, but nonetheless, they fixed it. Sounds like the majority of the bugs for the new update have been smoothed out. I'm sure that there will still be a couple pop their heads out, but at least we're headed in the right direction. So I'm just going to keep clearing these lower levels of Dr. Terror, or Dr. T, I suppose. We don't call him Dr. Terror anymore. Now, these levels are just a joke, essentially. So I'm just going to use all gunboat energy, and that way I don't have to use any troops or think about it too much. Let's see here, we've got, that should go down, that's not a big deal. There's been a bunch of talk about Forlorn Hope. Our Task Force A hasn't had, oh sweet, a crystal. Our task force hasn't had the intel to do Forlorn Hope. One of our lower task forces, we have 3 now. We have a 5-man called 5-9, and they actually saved up enough intel for Forlorn Hope and have started Forlorn Hope. So I've got an account in. I've moved one of my accounts in there. So we're going to attempt to do Forlorn Hope as a 5-man. We're going to try and get 1 base down. I think it's called Outlast or Outback or something like that. I don't think we have a heck of a lot of chance of even getting the 1 base down, just because we're choosing the one that is essentially the hardest. I think it has 298 force points and barbed wire everywhere and 30 million in shields or 40 million in shields, so it's not likely to go down, but it'll be fun nonetheless. So look for a video of that coming soon in the next little bit. What else is going on? There is, yeah, the bugs have been fixed. A lot of people or some people are cluing into the fact that the imitation game has added a number of wrinkles to the game. So people are getting redstones now, but there's no guaranteed crystals on imitation games, so it'd be really, really nice if they would even add 1 guaranteed crystal, just to bring the powder levels back to what they were before this update. But we'll see. Supercell's hopefully going to tweak it. I'm sure they're looking at the stats, seeing that too many people beat the imitation game. So I assume that it'll be much harder next week, and that would be fantastic. It's got to be harder than Dr. Terror. I mean, Dr. Terror itself is fairly easy, but the fact that we've got 4 extra attacks, they've got to make the imitation game harder. It only stands to reason that if Dr. Terror gives guaranteed crystals and has 3 less attacks, so the imitation game should be harder. But anyways, let's keep on rolling through these stages. I'm just going to use the locust approach, just let these dudes just wipe the map and try and get critters out ahead of them, and with this boost, basically anything in front of their path should go down, so not a big deal. Let's see, I had a couple people saying that they call the troops that step out of smoke Felicities, I think, or Felicia, or I can't even say that name. I'm gonna go with Felicia. Oh, Felicia, there we go. So a couple other guys say they call them Bobs, and with Rifleman, I'll definitely go with Bobs. That's a fitting name, it feels like. So where are we gonna go on this one? Let's just clear some rocket launchers. And I managed to beat this the Dr. Terror Volcano all stages unboosted with my level 46 account. So if you're looking for a guide or a tutorial or just an idea of what can be done, check out my other video. I'll post a link to it here in a second. But yeah, this volcano was a fairly easy volcano, so with this ridiculous boost and this many rifles, it should be fairly simple. So let's just I'm just going to keep burning it down. I don't know if anyone out there remembers the game Scorched Earth from way back when, but we're going to hopefully scorch the earth here and just take this thing down with nothing left. I guess that's one thing I should do one of these times, is do a save the core on Dr. Terror, especially on stage 6 or 7 for Volcano. That'd be tough to pull off, but I think it'd be fun. So I'll look to do that in the next little bit. I think rifles are probably the best bet for that, or I guess some sort of Scorcher tank or medic, or we'll see. I don't know if it's even possible, to be honest, but today's level 6 looks like it might have happened. If that's something that you think would be interesting to see, or let me know if you think it's even possible in the comments. Let's keep loading these. I should have enough diamonds to clear my map. I hope I have enough diamonds to clear my map. If I don't, then that means that I've failed a lot. I'm going to try to do it with all rifles. I did all heavies. I did some clearing with all heavies yesterday, but that wasn't terribly noteworthy. I think I managed to get I got all stages 1 to 6 of Dr. Terror, and I think I got 1 or 2 player versus player bases. Nothing worth watching, and it was unboosted, so not worth posting. A lot of times I'll record videos and they just will never make it online, so I don't want to flood you with crap, essentially. So don't expect videos from me daily or even every couple days. I try and post them when I have something worth watching, or what I feel is worth watching. You may disagree, but I don't want to be one of those YouTube people who just post videos for the sake of posting videos. I hope people appreciate that, and I know I do. When there's a couple people out there that I'll watch their videos, and they're definitely worth the wait, is my thought. Quality over quantity, I suppose you could say. So carrying on, Dr. Terror stage 7 going down without a problem. There's nothing in range, essentially, so fairly easy takedown happening here. So what's that, 3 crystals? Let's see what I get here. 3 crystals on Dr. Terror today, which, who knows if that Power Stone chance is doing any work or not, but 3 is better than 2, so I'll take it. Now let's just start at the top and work our way around. What do we got to start? 2 ice, damage amp, and a shock blaster. I can never tell. I think that's a shock blaster level 3, but I can never. And I think that's a damage amp level 3, but I don't pay enough attention to these details to know what they are. Just like I didn't notice the difference in the machine gun animation and the machine gun sounds this week. So if I'm wrong, I apologize. Just not something that I am terribly aware of. So on the rifles, one of our guys in our task force, Please Loot Me, he's shown me a bit different way to regroup rifles, so I'm going to be doing that for the majority of it. I'll use my old style here on the beach, but he does a regroup where you let them start walking up towards the core, and it makes it much easier to see which, when you get halfway, because they form a V, so you can just form the dead center from. Oh, let's get in there. This is not starting well. I've still got I've still got most of my troops though. Good enough for 3 shocks. There we go. So first one down, a little bit ugly, but nonetheless we're started. Getting some intel. I don't know if they changed the intel drop rates on Dr. Terror, or if we're just not playing as much in the task force, but intel is just a huge problem lately in both of my task forces. It's just, yeah, I don't know what's going on with intel, but we're just struggling. So if you're a player out there who is above level 50, or if you're above level 50 for small 9, and if you're closer to max for Triangle 9, and you're an Intel Beast, we'd love to have you. Check them out. Again, that's Triangle 9 and Small 9 are the 2 task force names. And they were intentionally named specifically to be found easily. Triangle and 9 were both banned words for a long time. Apparently it's something to do with a Chinese firewall. And there are still phrases that include the word 9 that are banned still. So we figured we picked names that are easily found. So if you search for Triangle 9 or Small 9, they both should show up in top in your list. It's not like when we used to be in Boom BB Players where there would be thousands, there were like hundreds of them, and you couldn't even find the real one in the search list because Supercell has done nothing to clear up old empty task forces. If you, the task force that I've seen task forces that are marked as closed and have no one in them, but they still show up in the search list above actual task lists that you're looking for. So, bit silly, but I'm sure they have their reasons. Pruning probably wouldn't be terribly. I don't know why. Pruning would seems to me like it would save space and make searches faster and make players happier, but I'm sure they have their reasons with their small, nimble teams and whatnot. So, we're 2 for 2 so far. I love it when you find that when you attack a guy with or a player with an ice base and they've got their statues hidden in the trees. I wish they could see the fact that you have them in an ice layout, so, or a snow layout, or whatever the heck this is called. So this guy's base is ugly. This could be our first fail coming up. He's got a ton of mines down the side and a shield generator. So I'm just going to do my best to clear some mines here. Hopefully clear that machine gun too. Yeah, this is ugly. Okay, let's clear some more mines. So I think I've seen 8 statues across the front, so he probably has some ice in the back as well. This is going to be touch and go for sure. Okay, so we've got a majority of the mines cleared. Okay, let's get this going. Oh, and the rocket, I forgot I lost the delay on the rocket launcher. That wasn't very smart. Yeah, those critters I used to clear mines, I lost the delay on that rocket launcher, so let's get back into this corner. Trying to use health packs to save some gunboat energy here. Back-to-back shock mines might be a problem, but we'll see. I'm hoping the sheer number of riflemen got the 2 of them. Let's keep going here. This is not going very well. I've got most of my troops left, though. Only 23 gunboat energy. Ouch. Okay, so I've got enough for a critter and a shock, so let's do that. Hopefully we can get enough for another shock here in a second. There we go, good enough for another shock. Shocking. Oh, shield's down, that's great. Yeah, there's the ice up in the corner. So, yeah, I can't believe that actually went down. He's got 2 ice hidden in the trees like I was talking about. So, I'm extremely happy with that attack. Oops, let's... I love Troop Mania. I mean, oh, sweet, purple shards, that's always a bonus. The fact that I can reload my troops for 8 diamonds, that's... I wish it was like that all the time, obviously. I've spent more diamonds this week, with this weekend, than any other time. Okay, let's clear a nice little hole in here. All right. Oh, I'm just waking up. Apparently I missed a great UFC fight last night. I'm not a huge UFC fan, but I will definitely watch it if there's something's been hyped enough. I'm not opposed to the idea or anything like that. I'll definitely watch the highlights and see what all the hype was about, but I'm very curious to see what was going on there. Okay, let's reflare. And that's the V I was talking about on the shore. It's really easy to see where the midpoint is when you have a V like that. Let's run these guys over the boom mines. With rifles, my goal, or my strategy is to always try to regroup them by flaring in the middle of them. And my thinking is that by flaring in the middle, half of them have to go backwards and half of them will keep coming forward. So you'll get a decent size, decent bunching of them. And that seems to work for me fairly well, so that's what I'm sticking to. It probably doesn't make sense to probably want to flare closer to the front than half, but half works for me, for approximately half, so. Another one goes down. Big boost rifles are unstoppable. I mean, I don't have troop health, so my CRZM, or CRZM, is a little bit weak. My lower level account actually does better on CRZM, just because the rifles being able to take a mortar hit or take a bit more rocket launcher blasts is a problem. So, but all rifles that you don't need health. I think I can run over 1.5 mines or 2 mines. I'm not sure the total number of that, but overall, it's ridiculously strong, just based on the sheer numbers and how wide they get. With Zookas, you can get it where a shock launcher shocks more than half of your troops, whereas with rifles, they usually spread out so wide that you don't have that problem. So I'm going to try and go in behind core here. And I mean, with this drop, let's use smoke actually. I was going to say, we can let that boom cannon take some, but that rocket launcher is going to be in range, I think. Oh yeah, it still is. Let's drop another smoke. Now we'll do the V again. There we go. We're going to head up in this direction. And I mean we took, that rocket launcher's hit us a few times. We got hit by a shock launcher. I just feel like rifles are way more forgiving than Zookas. You can lose a few to tower defenses. You can get hit by a couple. You can get hit by a rocket launcher or a mortar, and they just keep chugging along. Or you can get hit by a machine gun as well, as we're showing off here. Let's get in behind the core. Probably flared core a little bit too early there. Oh, I got no gunboat energy. Wow. Come on. This is going to be tight. Yeah, that was ugly. But I don't think this guy had any ice, so we got lucky there. So Riflemania happening again. I love these troops. They're so much fun. I guess they're fast. They're faster than Zookas. You can clear your map a little bit faster. I think they run like half as or 50% faster or something along those lines. So you can clear your map a little bit faster. You have to spend fewer diamonds on reloading them. So all in all, these are the best for me if I'm in a hurry. Actually, warriors are probably a bit faster, but I tend to mess up with warriors. I don't smoke them as well as I should, and I think next week on Imitation Game I'm going to try and set a speed record. Obviously I don't think there is a speed record. I'll have to look around for a bit, but I'm going to try to set the fastest possible time on Imitation Game next week. So anyone out there who wants to challenge, please let me know. Let's have a speed challenge. I'll post my time, you post yours, and we'll see what the fastest possible time is. My fastest, I have the fastest time that I've ever seen for Dr. Terror. I believe it was 3:32 for all stages of Dr. Terror. I've got a screenshot somewhere. I can dig it up if needed, but take my word for it. If you have a faster time, I'd love to see it. I know the Chicken has tried to beat me a couple times. He's come very, very close. I think he's been sub 4 minutes anyways. But I have yet to see anyone below 3:30. So if you've done it, please show me. I think that I can't remember if that was Volcano or Tropical. I think it was Tropical, but anyway, if you can get below 4 minutes on Terror, with any, regardless of which one it is, it's very impressive in my mind. It took a lot of tries to get that. I think it took me like 3 weeks or something ridiculous to figure it out. There's some tricks that I won't get into, but it does take a fair bit of time, and that's with one device. It might be faster with 2 devices because you can swap back and forth. But I haven't tried that 2-device trick yet. That's what Finlandia was talking about. They're saying you drop your Scorchers and then change devices so that it skips the rest of it without having to reload Boom Beach. So I'll probably try that at some point as well, but that's not. I wouldn't say that's cheating, but it's just not it's not an accurate time in my mind. Plus, I don't know how I guess you'd have to cut your feeds back and forth. You'd take videos on both, but a little bit strange. So here's what I was talking about with rifles and boom cannons on the beach. I mean, go ahead and take one at a time. It's not gonna. I'm losing like 1% of my troops every time he hits me, so not a big concern. So let's get in behind core. This guy's got a hot pot back there, and hot pots and riflemen don't mix terribly well, I wouldn't think, but we should be able to shock it. I still have a ton of gunboat energy left, so I haven't had to clear many mines. So let's do a 3 smoke cover here, just to be extra cautious. Don't have nearly as much gunboat energy as I did a second ago, based on those 3 smokes probably, but down it goes. That's only 2.5 volleys, wow. So I'm running out of steam here. I had a late night last night, so I'll keep going until I find another shield gen base, and we'll take that down, and then I'll bow out. Online, of course. Let's do an NPC here quickly. I'll do it. This is how I do nailed using Zookas as well. I used to smoke into the middle there, and you'd end up losing some troops. But doing it this way, I can do it every time with Zookas and lose 0 troops. So if you're using Zookas to clear your map, give this a shot. I like to do a flag drop and then flare up into the top corner here. I'll typically barrage those snipers at the top, but I forgot to do that today because I'm in a rush. And then it's just drop critters. And just keep critters out front. And I like to shock down at the bottom here. I think you can get 6 sniper towers at the same time. Oh, rifles are hitting mines. That's not good. But yeah, you can just run over this NPC, no problem, with 0 thought or losses. So one of the few NPCs that I actually use troops on for the most part, sorry. There we go, as a Canadian apologizing. We get grief for that all the time. What do we got? Oh, shield gen base, perfect. So this guy's. I love attacking players who are boosted. That's probably a mean thing to say, but it's kind of fun taking out someone when they're boosted. This guy's a 65, so probably means less, but it's kind of nice knowing that you're stopping them from upgrading something or taking some of their resources that they're trying to get. This guy doesn't have resource reward, I don't think. Yeah, he's a 65, so he probably just boosted for his operation hit. So it's trolling is its most fun when you can affect their game a little bit, make them have to go back to the drawing board and hit a couple more player bases, perhaps. That's probably a mean thing to say, but this is a competitive game, so fairly I don't know if competitive's the right word, but they are this guy could be in an opposing task force or something like that. So there was a thread on Reddit about that a while ago, saying about one player was saying he doesn't attack people who have their resource reward statue boosted, and I'm sort of the opposite. If you got your the most fun is when you can attack someone who has boosted greens, because you know that they desperately need the resources. But attacking someone with a full boost or with boosted resource reward, I get a small sense of satisfaction out of that, which I probably shouldn't, but it's the internet, so I can hide behind my screen and be a bit of a jerk, I suppose, can't I? So that's what's that? 2 shield gen bases that have gone down. One with ice. I think this guy only had building damage, so not a big deal. But here, actually, let's just do one more. That went down too easily. This one looks to be a bit harder. Another shield gen, perfect. So let's clear some mines. I should have scouted probably, so we'll just hit behind that sniper tower just to be sure. Doesn't look like there was a mine, which bit of a waste of gunboat energy, but let's see here. And I'm curious to hear what people. I've always said that I prefer to take out players who have building damage, just because I can with Zookas you can take them out before most of that damage comes into play. The higher VP players in our task force have been saying that they prefer taking out players with building health, because they can reverse hookah in behind and get their troops in a good spot. So I'm curious to hear it. If you'd rather take out someone who has, if you had to face someone who has ice, would you rather face someone who has building damage or building health? I'm talking like 4 or 5, 6 statues worth, not just one. One statue is sort of irrelevant at this point, but yeah, I'm just curious. Let's let these guys just swarm a little bit. Hopefully some of them will go up and take out that shield generator. Okay, there we go. That'll make things easier. Yeah, so let me know in the comments if you prefer building damage or building health. Obviously, no ice is much easier, but a lot of guys in our task force have been looking for people with ice now. Like, they're just looking for a challenge essentially, and I'm definitely not there yet, but I'm getting up towards 1,000 VPs, so I should start running into a few more of them. Here, let's do one last one. Rifles are so much fun. I think my storages are all full at this point, and I have nothing I can spend them on, but let's just keep clearing my map just to get some more intel. And I really hope they bring something in soon where we can do something with these resources. I mean, definitely it puts a bigger target on your head, where I get a bit more intel and a bit more diamonds when I have my storage is full. But it'd just be so nice to be able to spend this on something. I don't care what, whether it's if I can spend it on intel or who knows. But the fact is that Supercell has gone, like, this new diamond button they've added in the bottom corner is ridiculous. And I've been looking around at other mobile games, and I'm curious if it'll be long before they'll add, like, watch a video for a chance to win intel, or watch a video for a chance to win diamonds, or it just feels like I mean, right now it's below. I don't think it's even in the top 50 grossing on the App Store. So it feels like they're trying to get this game back into the money-making status. Obviously, it makes money, but I think they're trying to keep it relevant. So I'm hoping they don't go the ad route. I have no problems with them making money. I've bought some diamonds, and players who buy diamonds pay for the infrastructure, pay for the team, pay for the development. So by all means, make money. That the diamond button in the bottom left corner isn't the end of the world. It just shows that they're trying to bring diamonds to the forefront, which comes off a little bit desperate in my opinion, but I really hope that they can figure it out. I mean, I've enjoyed this game for 2.5 years, and there are people out there who have played it longer. I know players who have spent thousands of dollars on this game, so I really hope they can keep it relevant, and I wish them the best. So keep it up. It seems like they need to invest in some quality assurance, some better quality assurance. Every time they release an update, there are just so many bugs, and I don't know if that's because they have small teams, or because they don't have a beta server, or because they rush it out. I don't know, but they're definitely listening to the community. The number of the changes in the recent update were as a result of players' suggestions on forums and on Reddit. They're releasing new updates, they're releasing new content. They're not just adding on new levels to things just to make people spend more diamonds or... So, I mean, they're doing things the right way. It's just, I'm hoping it's not too little too late, so... Anyways, I've rambled on long enough. I'm gonna jump out here and just leave it. I'll keep clearing my map until I get to 16% on both levels of the radar. But I'm gonna bow out. Peace, thanks for watching. Please hit me up in the comments, like, share, subscribe, all of those things that YouTube demands you to do to build your audience. But thanks again for watching. Cheers.
yeah.